All right, everybody, welcome back and welcome back. How y'all doing? All right, so I'm gonna make a video about what's going on with cryptocurrencies and what's going on with the FTX um, and centralized exchanges, because I need to let y'all know something, that there is a lot of fear going on out here right now in the crypto space. And what's going on is simple. A cryptocurrency exchange is not Bitcoin. And the media, the news media, and all the articles are saying crypto was going down, crypto was falling, crypto was doing this, crypto was doing that. No. Bitcoin is a hard money. Bitcoin is decentralized. Bitcoin is on the blockchain, which is the best and the biggest network in the world. The best computer network in the world and the strongest. It's a hard money. And so you got all this fear going on out here. Now I'm going to explain the difference between what crypto is and what a centralized exchange is. So FTX is a centralized exchange. This is an exchange where they did lending. I think they even had stocks on there, or they were about to do stocks as well. And this is the place where you go buy and sell crypto as well. And so the people who are running the exchange, or the person who runs that exchange, is Sam Brinkman. He runs what's his name? Sam Blankman. Anyway, he's the CEO of that exchange. And he was doing some basically misappropriation of funds. His balance sheets wasn't correct. So because of that, his exchange fell. His exchange needed money. It became insolvent. The CEO of Binance, CZ, said that he was going to work out a deal to bail him out, but based off looking at the balance sheets and everything that they had, that the hole was too deep. So he reneged on the deal. He backed out of the deal to buy out FTX exchange, and that sent everything tumbling down. And so you got the news commentators and the stories talking against crypto, as if crypto or Bitcoin is the problem. So we're going to separate the two. It's like, okay, so for instance, if there's a company, now I'm going to call this Moon Company. Moon Company CEO, and it was an established company, and this company was found to be laundering money, right? And they got caught. And the company was going bankrupt because they were misappropriating people's funds. Now the question is the money bad? Is the money's bad now? Or is the company bad? Which one is it? Because the company is not the money. The money is still viable. It's still what everybody uses every day. We all use the money. So the same thing is the same as with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a hard money. So because the exchange, a centralized exchange, went down, and most crypto exchanges are decentralized. Bitcoin is decentralized. And that's the whole point, because there's nobody can control it, so it cannot be corrupted. But because of men and greed on these centralized exchanges, because they have full control, it can be corrupted. And that's what's happening. So now people are going after Bitcoin and saying the cryptocurrency market has fallen, and it's got average people running away from it. Meanwhile, you got people who don't know any better, they're selling off their crypto and they're selling it off to the big players. They're coming in and buying it all up. And so right now, I mean, yesterday was a steal. Of course, I bought some. I got some. So the people were selling, I went in and bought because there was blood in the streets. And that's the time to buy. Because guess what? There's nothing fundamentally wrong with Bitcoin. Nothing. It's just as powerful today as it was the day before this exchange fell. Bitcoin is not an exchange. Okay? There are many exchanges out there. This is not the biggest crypto exchange. So I just wanted to differentiate that so y'all can understand that. It's the same thing. There's gold exchanges, like I showed y'all in my other video. JM Bullion is a gold. They trade precious metals. Now, suppose that company was doing something illegal and misappropriating money. Does that make gold bad now? Is gold not any good no more because that exchange messed up because they were goofing off or doing something that they weren't supposed to? No. Is platinum no good now because of the exchange? No. Platinum is still a precious metal. Gold is still, and silver is still a precious metal. The same as Bitcoin and a lot of these cryptocurrencies. Now, FTX had also put a lot of their money in Solana. And so, based on that, that's why Solana was dropping too. And also, there was a lot of big players that FTX, they had funds from big companies like BlackRock, Sequoia, even certain celebrities or something were invested into this company because they trusted Sam Brinkman, the FTX CEO. So they thought everything was sound. But sometimes that's what you get. And I want you to think about it. Look at Celsius. Celsius was another centralized exchange where they lended, where you could earn money with your crypto. Same thing with them. They misappropriated funds. So everybody's looking at crypto as if Bitcoin is the thing that's bad. And so I'm trying to make this video to make y'all understand that it's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a sound money. It's not going anywhere. Ethereum is sound. These cryptocurrencies, for these major ones that actually have real world usage, they are not going anywhere. And they are not the exchange that they're on. That's why when you buy your crypto, you don't leave it on the exchange. You buy your crypto, and then you get yourself what you call a hardware wallet, like a ledger, and you place take your Bitcoin on your crypto off the exchange and put it in your wallet, or put it in a hot wallet. That's a wallet that's on the computer, but still you're moving it off the exchange into a safe location. So if the exchange goes down, then you have moved your money off of that exchange already. And that's all basically you're doing. So I'm just trying to give some sound advice. And I'm going to state this now. This is one of the best buying opportunities for Bitcoin and other cryptos, for some good cryptocurrencies. I mean, Ethereum went down to 1,000 and something, like 1,100 and something. I mean, that was a steal. And it still is a steal now, but actually it's going back up. As you see what the title says. Cryptocurrencies climb as market sell-off pauses. Bitcoin rises back above 17,000. Why? Because the investors, the smart money knows that there was nothing wrong with Bitcoin in the first place. So on the back of this video, I got a clip that I got from CNBC this morning, and I want you to listen to Michael Saylor. He will be speaking, and he's the CEO of MicroStrategy. I think he owns like over 130,000 Bitcoin. And look at this. So this is part of that article. If y'all can see this. All right, so this is what it says. Investors are still monitoring the situation at FTX. Still unclear of the extent of the damage that has hit or will hit the rest of the market. That's because, like I said earlier, there are other companies that are involved, and we don't know how much capital that other companies have invested into FTX as well. So that's why the damage might not be over yet. On Thursday, Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO of the Centralized Exchange, broke his silence on the matter and offered an apology to investors and crypto industry for his failures in the liquidity crisis. Now, that's kind of funny to me. Like, you want to offer your apologies? Where was your apologies when you were actually messing up with people's money? See, people don't want their apology. People want their money back. And what's happening is, I think the exchange, the FTX.com, they froze people's from people able to get their money off the exchange. So people don't want an apology. They want their money. I mean, you broke their trust. So it's possible that he could be going to jail behind this. This is criminal behavior. I mean, you're talking about billions of dollars. I just said, I apologize? That's not good enough. So we'll see what happens with that. So let's continue on. It says, as the events unravel, this week investors hope to see Binance save the day through a potential bailout, but its CEO announced late Wednesday that it had abandoned the idea. And that's because, like he said, when he overlooked through the paperwork, the CEO of Binance, they liquidated over 500 million FTX tokens. So they liquidated $500 million worth, because I think what was going on was that FTX CEO, they put a lot of their money into their own token that they created. So it's like almost like a dollar inflating money, which is worthless. And it became pretty much worthless. So the Binance said, no way. So they took their money out. They sold off those tokens and took their money out. And they announced it to everybody. It was a tweet going on between the CZ, the CEO of Binance, and Sam Bankman right here, of the CEO of FTX. Now, FTX CEO said that everything was fine at first. He said, oh, yeah, we're fine. We got enough money for everybody, so you won't lose any money. We got enough money, one for one. So if you got one Bitcoin, we got enough money so everybody can get their money off the exchange. But that wasn't true, because as the word got out, people started taking their money off the exchange, and it caused a great big sell-off. And then when the sell-off happened, they basically exposed FTX for what it really was. And so now the CEO said, nope. He backed out of the deal. He said, this hole is too deep. He said, because you owe probably too many creditors, so we got to back out the deal. And that sent everything plummeting down. When that word got out, that's when the crap hit the fan and everything fell out. And Bitcoin dropped, and the whole thing just fell apart. All right, so where we at? Okay. So Bankman-Fried is now in talks to raise capital to be first used to do right by the customers, he said in his apology tweets. We still think there is some leverage to be unwound. So not short-term bullish. Many assets have funds stuck at FTX. See, See, a lot of people got money stuck there, and they can't get their money off that exchange. My clerk said, there will likely be a wave of redemptions on this news, causing a third wave of selling pressure. Long term, we are bullish and we believe we are close to the bottom. And I believe so too. So I think we're close to the bottom of this. You know, Bitcoin has been down. The cryptocurrency has been down really since, I want to say last year at this time. Maybe it was, what was it? 2021. It's been going down. Everybody was saying last year that Bitcoin was going to hit it to 100,000 or 200,000, and that never happened. All right? So y'all stay tuned for the video. And I got with Michael Saylor that I taped this morning on CNBC.
Security, because registered securities like Google and Netflix have risk. Unregistered securities trading in unregulated exchanges on massive leverage offshore, right? What could go wrong?
Well, Michael, if you can't trust sovereigns under a centralized model, isn't the corollary and isn't the example of FTX potentially the idea that you can't trust individuals either, and you can't trust their potential malfeasance or their greed or their mistakes?
The principle of Bitcoin is you can't trust the CEO, you can't trust the company, you can't trust the custodian, you can't trust the bank, and you shouldn't have to. You should be able to hold your own keys, run your own node, and the network ought to work with no discretion for the next 1,000 years. Satoshi articulated this very clearly in the white paper. I think that it's a strong tenet of the Bitcoin community. It's a sad circumstance that a lot of people have to lose a lot of money to be reminded of these basic principles. But I think this is a teachable moment for the entire crypto industry and the mainstream industry. And it teaches you that if you're going to have a crypto asset, it needs to be nobody else's liability. You need to have full transparency to it. And that's what Bitcoin is, and that's what FTT was not.
Mike Novogratz was on our air earlier today. He actually gave you a shout out. I just want to play the soundbite.
The fallout will be far, but it's not going to stop the underlying community from holding together. Certainly in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, there are too many people vested in the success of these communities. Remember, those communities are decentralized. If Mike Novogratz gets run over by a car, God forbid, or Michael Saylor gets, proven to be, something he's not, or whoever, Bitcoin doesn't matter, right? These centralized tokens, like Sam was FTT, it's a very different ecosystem.
Want to get your reaction to that, and also, other than maybe the price pressures or volatility we've seen on the price of Bitcoin this week in the midst of this story emerging, does this situation impact MicroStrategy in any way?
Yeah, so the reason we're excited about Bitcoin is it's something greater than all of us. We're not betting on a company. We're not betting on a team of individuals, the efforts of others. We're actually buying into a protocol which is spreading all across the earth to solve a problem. MicroStrategy is on a roller coaster, has been since August of 2020. In August of 2020, we had to make a choice or else face the inevitable descent into economic misery. So what's the result of that choice? We put $425 million of our cash into Bitcoin at that time, and we've been buying Bitcoin ever since. Here's the result for our shareholders. Our stock is up 38% as of close of market yesterday in the doldrums of the crypto crash. Bitcoin's up 33%. The S&P was 12%. NASDAQ lost 6%. Gold's down 16%. Bonds are down 21%. MicroStrategy's performance beats every big tech company. We beat Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Netflix. And so, it's a roller coaster, but our shareholders are winning. And we're going to stick with that strategy because it's working for us, and our conviction is steadfast.
Right, and we've had this conversation a number of times, and your answer hasn't changed, but you're leveraging a non-cash flowing asset, Michael. Leverage is dangerous. I don't need to tell you that. So to bring everybody up to date on where you stand on that and how you think about it.
Well, actually, our company does generate cash flows consistently, and that's one of the advantages of MicroStrategy. We have a stable enterprise software company. We generate consistent cash flows. And as for our leverage, we just have a small piece of a Bitcoin-backed loan, and we're over-collateralized for that Bitcoin-backed loan by a factor of something like 10. So we're very, very good shape on our balance sheet, and we're able to hold a distance. I mean, our other debt doesn't come due until the 2025, 2026, 2027 level. So we have adopted a responsible strategy, and we've offered mainstream investors an institutional path and gateway to get into Bitcoin should they wish to do so.
So you have roughly 130,000 Bitcoins, acquired an aggregate price of almost $4 billion. It's an average price that's almost double where it's trading now. That's according to regulatory filings back in September. Also back in September, a regulatory filing that you may sell more stock to buy more Bitcoin. Is that still the game plan?
Yeah, we will continue to acquire Bitcoin when the opportunity presents itself. It's a simple strategy. We've had
Will you
the
go to the
fortune
capital markets right now to do it?
We actually consider whether or not it's accretive to our shareholders. So when it's accretive to the shareholders to do an equity offering, we will. When it isn't, we don't.
Okay. So just in terms of the price of Bitcoin, and to go back to this conversation about this idea of a store of value, I do want to get your thoughts on that. You did talk about volatility, but it's been very drastic volatility over this past year. So where do you see it going from here, and what will propel it on that price trajectory?
Well, first of all, Bitcoin's fundamentals have never been better. The trading volume and the institutional adoption is 10x what it was in the 2020, if we go back and look at those numbers. The regulatory developments are incredibly bullish. Everything that's happening here is going to be great for Bitcoin adoption by institutions. The FASB decision to adopt fair value accounting by unanimous vote a few weeks ago was incredible. The Lightning network is exploding with hundreds of initiatives, and what we're seeing is now it's pretty clear you're going to be able to move Bitcoin at the speed of light between billions of devices, and that's driving incredible excitement. So I think that it's technology, especially Lightning, plus the positive regulatory environment and institutional adoption that's going to drive Bitcoin north from here. We look at the 4-year simple moving average in order to figure out whether Bitcoin is trading at a discount or a premium to a fair value. And at times that premium was 400% above the 4-year moving average, and right now it's below the 4-year moving average. So I would say now is a really good time to be accumulating.
Okay. I would just say the irony currently is that Bitcoin, as well as some of these other tokens, and I realize they're different than Bitcoin, and we've just discussed that, and the concept of DeFi overall, it really emerged to counter what has been regarded as government's reach, government's overreach, maybe too much power, arguably irresponsible monetary and fiscal policies that do erode wealth, do trigger inflation, do grow income inequality. But we did see this bubble essentially inflated across the broader cryptocurrency space, and now that you have a Fed and other central banks that are tightening, you are seeing that bubble deflate. I do want to get your thoughts on that and what it means for, while you might be excited about Bitcoin, whether the broader excitement we've seen from retail investors and others and the like, whether that is going to continue here given these tightening conditions.
Well, it's clear for a while we had macroeconomic tailwinds when the interest rates went from 280 basis points on the 1 year down to 5 basis points. And when the interest rates on the 1 year went from 10 basis points.
Okay, I think we just lost Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor, our thanks to you, the chairman of MicroStrategy, and definitely raising some points that we've heard on our air, including from Mike Novogratz earlier this year, the fact that not all tokens, not all cryptocurrencies are the same. You have centralized, you have decentralized, and certainly as you would expect from a MicroStrategy, which is the largest enterprise owner of Bitcoin, I might add, ongoing bullishness around that specific asset.
I mean, he says many of the things we've had the same conversation
Absolutely.
with about, and he is the leading evangelist for Bitcoin, only Bitcoin, it's only Bitcoin, and it will be an enduring store of value.
Right. Although he came in obviously prepared to say they're in a dysfunctional relationship with other industry players, embarrassed by, as we were talking, the information as a headline that Miami-Dade County is going to explore all legal remedies if FTX can't pay for their arena deal. So there is sort of this halo of potential victims and complainers, and what that does to erode institutional interest, retail interest over time. We just don't know yet.
We don't know yet, and it sort of goes back to the CZ comments, that letter that he sent out, that he tweeted online yesterday, and the risk now of what this does to users and consumers' confidence in this asset class overall.
Our thanks to Saylor, though, for coming on and
Absolutely.
talking about it. A quick note as we go to break today. Later today, don't miss another big interview on CNN.
Anyway, so I hope y'all got value out that little clip. Like I said, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just want to make that very clear. You do your own due diligence. You can invest in what you want to invest, and where you want to put your money is all up to you. Okay? I'm just telling you what I've been doing. All right, so look. Here is Sam Bankman-Fried. I think I said it right this time. This is him. This was the FTX CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, and that's him. So it was his exchange that went down. It was his exchange that caused all these issues. So if y'all like the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. And remember, one thing, I want to show y'all something real quick. Okay. Doop. That's the difference right there. You see that? That's Bitcoin, a decentralized, the best cryptocurrency, and that's Sam Bankman, the owner of an exchange. This and this is different. All right. So y'all have a good one out there, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Don't forget to get some Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is real. Peace.